Our featured poet for this month is Mike Cherkovich, 2025 Ulster County Poet Laureate. Without further ado, welcome Mike Cherkovich.
Mediums and mystics and madmen all decked out in a wild dance around the pyre at the Cafe Adversity. Flim, flam, fraud, and failure have run out on their tab. And Barney, the old bailiff, he'll have another beer. Hey, 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 it's the Lord of Mentor Street sitting with the seer as another virgin liberal in a clashing suit and tie cries, "Silence is not poetry, it's the gag rule of the oppressed." A tyranny of minds, a kleptocracy of poets. Cross-dressed presidents crawl onto the stage. Applause resounds, rebounds, reverbs with life and fife and drum as liars lie to liars and the truth on ashes born. Rocked, mocked, skittled scorn. See, the king has tumbled. And if he asks you, tell him this. It's all a succession of steps and stumbles, mediums, mystics, madmen. Know the score. Don't give the parson half a chance when he's idling out the door. White beats, black stabs, brown kills, yellow man rapes, shoots, mother boiling baby. Senator screws page. Starlet makes millions portraying mother boiling baby. Bombs shatter innocence. Nation eats nation. Tonight the first lady buys a penis extension. A penis extension of all the goddamn things. Baby births baby in a garbage can crib. I'd rather die an idiot than a genius of their making. Let's see if I can do this right. Monday 6, Tuesday fatal, Wednesday 8, Thursday 9, the weekend 10, Monday 12, Tuesday 12, Wednesday 6, 13 Thursday, Friday 16, Saturday 24, 9 at Sunday school, college Monday, market Tuesday to mailman, Wednesday, Thursday, Main Street, Friday to mosque, Saturday to temple, Sunday Mormons, and Monday 10 more, double down Tuesday, double down Wednesday, 14 Thursday, 16 Friday, Saturday plenty, Sunday more, Monday thoughts, Tuesday prayers, Wednesday thoughts, Thursday prayers, nurses Friday, Saturdays tourists, Sunday, Easter Sunday, fireman Monday, blue plate Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 10. We oohed and awed at the 64 World's Fair and the droids that would take away our work and give us more time with the kids. More time to smoke, to read and watch, to drink and fuck some more. Raw, metallic arms did the work of 50 men without unions and overtime. Hulking, huge brains sprayed pretty light and reasoned all our equations. The atom had no blowback. The wonderful world of chemistry was just one pill ahead. We marveled at modems and picture phones. Big oil gave us dinosaurs. The happy plastic family heartened us all. Different trips, same monkey. Disney ruled the air. Weather stations under the Arctic ice would correct the world's climate. The cities of the future had no ghetto that we could see. They were less sad and frantic than those to come. No one homeless. No one alone. Jetpacks. Whoa. Space stations. Whoa. The deserts became farms where dark robots pick the fruit. The Mick was there, I saw him, amid the supercars, the Kennedys without Jack, for the darkness did just dawn. We oohed and awed, zipping on the monorail, carrying our radiated nickels and dimes. Or were they pennies? I forgot all about the poor. We explored the mysteries of a woman's mind. Wisconsin cheese, 3D led to 4G, led to 5. They insist we don't need 6. We oohed and awed and became. Through our debris our children walk, barefoot and barrios burdened at birth. Cry the cold china, billboards in Harlem, East 138, I still call you home. Turn back the promise, the premise, the menace, East 138, I still call you home. Abandoned like babies, burnt and begotten over a river of peril, standing alone. At the crossroads, a beggar of jade and Jehovah, hustling for handouts from shadows long stilled. Spit out the devil, the demon, the donor, the monster, the baby, the shrill of the dead. Run the cold plasma over hordes of the faithful. East 138, I still call you home. Thank you. The roofer red knots, North America's most common subspecies, flies the equivalent of the moon and back in its lifetime. Now it faces extinction as we overharvest horseshoe crabs for the terminally corpulent. Tell me again how we are not to blame for everything dying on this planet. Please. Tell me again. It wasn't clear the first time. In any book of Manhattan dreams, shadows slant on Crooked Street. St. Peter loiters the cashier's cage. Your rifle's only as good as its scope. The hungry open fire, not wine. This is a new one. These other ones have come from books prior, but this is a new one. And this starts with, here's where that senior moment strikes. This one starts with a quote from Chekhov, of all people. Any idiot can face a crisis. It's day-to-day living that wears you out. And this is called True North. My memory is as short as my dick, and therein lies the rub. The graphs of collusion mislaid, flight paths reversed, switchbacks undone, faces like runways refashioned. I once could reel these off with aplomb, but no longer. No longer can I brook lesser men feuding for shelf life. The rubble of medication, the coin of the realm, the complicity lurid in all our hearts. No one honors utility. Festooned with hunches, I fuck up, I know. My God, who doesn't bear false witness? Each day boasting, self-applauding a bellicose nation. Unyielding, uneasy, each day children displaced at the border, huddling cold outside the fuck machine. The mechanics far afield. In case you asked, and I'm sure one of you will eventually ask me, I entertain myself by screaming into cul-de-sacs about infrastructure, stalemate, paralysis, subterfuge, and how we all like to sparkle when the king makes diamonds with his cum. Only here in shitholes like this do they steal catalytic converters from Meals on Wheels, roast 51 immigrants in an abandoned tractor trailer. Are you free to carry weapons but forced to carry violence to term? Only here are citizens so convinced of their own idiot exception that they can't take a fucking vaccine while cowering with their guns and gods. The oligarchs of food fuel and prophecy, fuel false prophecy, gouge and gouge and gouge in pursuit of sucking congressmen who run afoul unfettered. Only here do others fear their skin, their children targets. Only here do we believe we are on the verge of great things, but nothing works. Not my dick, the elect, the vacuum, the wireless, the baby food, the underpaid medical staff, the car, the stove, the script, mass transit, dial tone, exchange rate, new app, old meat, sour milk. Only here would you need to write a poem like this. I wanted to rant this evening, so thanks, Robyn, for letting me rant. Imagine, like Mayans, we bear aloft a king, a feral brute rash with bile, his churlish memes, the creed of legion. Imagine, like Mayans, we bear a king. This was actually a true story. It's a sad story because it was supposed to be a happy one. But Emily and I were in Amsterdam, and we decided we would go walk around the red light district. And it was raining, and we're having a drink somewhere in the red light, I don't remember where. And I got this message from a friend of mine, and this is what I had wanted to write a romantic poem about walking with my wife in the red light district, and this is what it turned into. And this is called Blood Street. It was raining on the red lights on Bloodstraat when I heard they found your remains 3,500 miles away in the woods in Massachusetts. We had only met maybe twice. Once during a radio interview for my book, which was new at the time, but not since. You liked my haiku, and I thanked you for that. Now they found your remains 3,500 miles from here, from back there, and it doesn't seem right. Perhaps, like so much, there should have been so much more. Refuge, shelter, understanding. And maybe the rain on the red lights will wash it all away, but I doubt things like forgiveness and mercy in a world like this. I'm going to try and pull this one off. I usually pull it off with a guitar player who's slashing behind me, but we'll see what happens here. Live long enough and the plot becomes apparent. This is the only way it could turn out. The fire-roasted eggplant flatbread is running late. The edible hasn't kicked in time for the movie. The wine lacks a certain weight, and the folks at the next table are ready to strangle each other. Live long enough, and life costs you an axle. Love hits the wall more often than not, and the rubbernecking results in muscle sprain and hyphenated discs. The downward arc of history crashes on your lawn. Corporate names become your own. Surly asides become convention. Live long enough and people implore you to pray for them. Pray they be rid their cancer and conceit. And you do because maybe they know something you don't. That's short of the nuclear option, what else is there? Strafe Kingston? Torch Town Hall? Increase the Valium and Xanax? Live long enough and the choice becomes abuse or entertainment. Your dynamic points of interest dull. The sad becomes listless. Tariff and sanctions scintillate. You come to terms. Live long enough and you tire of doing this, that, every little fucking thing. But maybe that's how this shitstorm passes. In service to someone in need, to someone mistaken as foreign, to someone you saw as a stranger, a careening penitent inclined to believe. I came upon a man bruising himself with stones. The Orange King decrees it, he cries, the gravel cutting his skin, his blood pooling at the base of the foot of a wall. It's meant to keep us in, not them out, I told him, or I tried to tell him above his chanting. But his children soon joined in. And then his church. and then the pool hall, and then the union hall, and then his family. As the king's men stake their claim, we assemble at Potter's Field in colorful rags. But an army sharing selfies soon defeats itself. I've tried real hard to keep politics out of this, but I just can't. We either advance each day or we don't. And some of us will fall, and some will turn, and some will make it to the mountaintop. I got a couple more. This is a new one. I'm not too sure what it means, but it's called My Brimming Table. A carnivore of street accents approaches from the east on a horse from the west, selling me potions for app fatigue. A modest disorder of tendon and scholar, seeping like sepsis into the whole, dosage unknown. Barium and trace metals smudging the day with the same dull sense a calf endures en route to my brimming table. Calms all fidgety bones, he barks in a tone between human and non. Now more than ever, he begins, the workers of pestilence feel the heat of the world. The short-term lease has expired, and the galaxy, like a resonant bell, rings in my ears. The kerosene circus burns it all down. An explosion of packing peanuts ensures I'll check Caucasian on my donor form. You never know who lives next door till you need to plow their daughter, send their sons to fight your wars. All right, let's get nice for a moment. This is called The Whereabouts of Heaven. I was building a skyscraper when I ran out of sky and cozied up to the whereabouts of heaven. Above are false hosannas, way up in the clouds where no one speaks but everyone sings beautifully. Above the movement of money, gunfights and late-stage cancer, great school body counts and shots per round. Up there, in the blue, beyond wonder, where tomorrow threatens no one, where angels woo the glade. I think there's two or three more. Yeah, two more. I probably should have repositioned those somewhere. Should have repositioned this one somewhere in the earlier part, but this is where it is. And this starts with a quote from Napoleon. What is history if not a fable agreed upon? If I should get caught in the crossfire before finishing this poem, will you poets out there in the audience dovetail our voices together? If I should bleed out before topping off, please keep the truth we carried into the war that threatens to silence the words we use to shorten the distance between us. I'm going to close with this one. I want to thank Robyn. Thank you, Robyn. David, for 10 years, man, thank you. How about a hand for David? I mean, honestly, would any of us be here if it wasn't for him? Come on. We'd be like howling in the street in a dead end or something. Woo! I wrote this one specifically for a dedication to Sojourner Truth a few weeks ago, but as I think about it more and more, maybe it's not just for Sojourner Truth. Maybe it's for all of us who see a brighter future, for all of us that, there's somebody in our lives that we want to move forward for, or maybe it was a cultural or historic figure like MLK or John Lennon, take a choice, Harriet Tubman, anyone. This is called Your North Star Still Stirs. Your North Star still stirs hearts to freedom, but our skies are hazy, barring light. Your North Star still stirs all souls to birthright, but our waters are foul, and some die trying. Your North Star still stirs a life without chains, without scars, but our leaders unpure. Your North Star still stirs the moon to reveal the passage, but her light has been touched by men. Your North Star still stirs the shadows of history looming, but our facts too often untrue. Your North Star still stirs a people's deliverance, a far ways off, but still within sight. Thank you, everybody.